Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. It's Rob and Sandra from My Wife the Dietitian, and this is Nutrition Nuggets.
Hello, Rob.
Hello, Sandra.
Do you like egg rolls?
I love egg rolls.
Oh, that's good.
Do you know what one thing I like about egg rolls? Actually, there's a few types of food that are like this. Food where there's like the goodness is inside, and it's kind of like hidden, like ravioli or pierogies or egg rolls, and it's like a little surprise.
Yeah,
it's
or what
fun.
are those pizza that calzone?
A calzone.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I like that kind of stuff. It's fun.
Oh, yeah, because it's like you bite into it and there's all the goodness.
Exactly.
Oh, well, this is what we're going to talk about today is like that, but you don't bite into it like that.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Well, egg roll in a bowl.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's a recipe that many of my clients have used, and they tell me about it. I learn so many things from clients. I mean, it's a two-way street, right?
Totally. So how does that work then?
Well, it's kind of like a skillet meal, meaning that it's all of the ingredients of the inside of an egg roll.
Oh, okay. Like a rice bowl kind of.
Yeah, kind of. But it's not a rice bowl.
It's kind of like a rice bowl, but it's not a rice bowl. Okay. You're gonna have to do some more explaining.
That's true. Yes. Yeah. Well, it tastes like an egg roll.
Okay. So, well, what's in an egg roll? Let's start there, because
Okay.
there's a bunch of stringy things like all the, what is it, cabbage? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like
coleslaw
that,
or cabbage.
the filling, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's how you would do it. It's kind of like a clean out the fridge kind of meal.
Oh, I love it.
If you have like, say, half a head of cabbage, maybe the purple kind or the green cabbage that you've been using for other things, or if you have a bag of that coleslaw.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that before. I tried that one time. It was just on a whim. I was making a stir fry, and it was a clean out the fridge kind of meal, and I saw the bag, and it had been sitting there for a few days. I'm like, I bet this would be good in a stir fry. It's supposed to be a salad, but it's all the ingredients for that you'd have in a stir fry. So I just opened the bag and dumped it in the pan and threw some sauce on it, and I'm like, bingo, dinner's ready.
Totally.
It was easy, and it tasted great.
Yeah.
Everything's all cut up and ready for you, and yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about like what spices and other flavorings you use.
True, right.
Because you could make it like a fish taco, whereas like, that's a coleslaw and the cod, if you had like, you made cod and then you put lime and some cilantro.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be that kind of version. But then you could also do like egg roll in a bowl, which would have that ginger, garlic, soy sauce, sesame.
Right.
Yeah, those flavors.
Oh, yum. Oh, I've never thought of that.
I know. Doesn't that sound delicious?
That sounds really good.
Yeah. So and you can use like I think a lot of the recipes call for pork as the meat, like ground pork. You could use ground turkey. So you would brown that first to get that started in sesame oil and soy sauce. But if you're vegetarian, you could use scrambled egg as the protein. Or if you're vegan, you could use tofu.
Right, of course.
So those are all options with this egg roll in a bowl.
I'm thinking you could add all sorts of things. I think with the egg roll, it's the texture of it's all the things are kind of like long and stringy. I was going to say grass, but that doesn't sound very appealing. But it is kind of like that sort of texture.
Well, yeah, it's like the shredded cabbage, or you can cut up broccoli finely, or even you can add some shredded like carrots, grated carrots.
Oh, yeah. Some onions, some peppers, all those things would be good. Little bits of mushroom and...
Yeah, green onion. And the garnish would be like roasted sesame seeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you want the crunchy bit too, because that's kind of for a lot of people, that's the attraction. It's not the most healthy part of the egg roll, especially if you're in like a buffet Chinese place. It's just like a quick deep fried thing, but they're tasty. So I wonder how you could emulate the crunchy
That's a good question. That's a good, yeah. How do you think?
Well, I mean, you could go the nuts route, but this is more of like a flaky chip. Like, what are those things that you put on? They're at the Chinese food buffet, like the little like
onions or the noodles.
Noodle things too. I don't know how healthy they are, but if you're just sprinkling a few on top, for like a crouton, but not a crouton
as a garnish right before you serve it.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah. That's like the noodles, the Asian noodles on top so that you do get that crunch because you're going to be eating, this is like a bowl, like a, you think of Buddha bowl or rice bowl. We've done one on poke bowls. So this is like egg roll in a bowl and it would be eaten with a spoon and it's not an egg roll where you're cutting into it.
Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Why is it called an egg roll?
Good question. Like, is there any eggs in it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe at one point there was like was part of the mixture.
Ooh, I didn't do any. I didn't look up the history of the egg roll
because they do that in a lot of Chinese cooking, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's part of the like one of the ingredients is like an egg mixed into it.
Right. Oh yeah, like so egg drop soup and
well, egg foo young and a lot of the different dishes have eggs mixed into it, but the egg isn't really prominent, so you don't really know that there's an egg in it, but it adds to the texture or flavor or something. So maybe the original egg roll had egg in it.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, the coleslaw and the veggies are what make it so like crunchy and healthy, right? Like you're getting those cruciferous vegetables with the cabbage.
Well, the cabbage is neat because it's one of the leafy vegetables that doesn't get soggy when you cook it. It retains its crunchiness. That just occurred to me now.
Yeah.
Right? Because it does. It's well, carrot too, I guess. If you had grated carrot, it would be sort of similar. You get a bit of that crunch, but it is what makes the egg roll. That's part of the appeal of the egg roll is that crunchy filling.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, exactly. And it's like, yeah, either like chop it finely or shred it or like grated carrots or even cauliflower rice. Like if you buy cauliflower rice, it's already kind of in that form. Mm-hmm. So that would be another good addition. You
know what I'm just thinking?
What?
This is how my brain works. But I'm thinking as far as food prep, it might be kind of interesting. I wonder how this stuff would keep. But if you, say, made a bunch of fillings, like you just throw a bunch of stuff in your food processor, chop up a bunch of these veggies and you just keep it in a container in your fridge and then you can use it as a bowl. You can use it to throw it in a wrap. You can make some sauce with it or whatever. And then, because it's everything that's right there, all made.
Love it.
So.
Oh, totally. Because I mean, especially if people are going off to work every day or school, like coming up with September around the corner here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, having like meal prep with vegetables, especially in your fridge to use in different lunches or dinners throughout the week. It's kind of like batch cooking and preparation. Mm-hmm. So doing that on the weekend if you work Monday to Friday. So this was, great idea. I love it.
And really you could do that with all sorts of things. Mm-hmm. But having, just kind of your fillings pre-made and adding them to a variety of things.
Totally. It depends on, I mean, cabbage and coleslaw is pretty good because it keeps.
Mm-hmm. Not everything would keep. Exactly. I mean, you might be able to do it for a couple of days or a couple meals, but make it once and it spreads for a few different things.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So egg roll in a bowl. It's a skillet meal. You brown the ground meat, if it's ground turkey or pork, in the sesame oil.
Now, you say ground. Does it have to be ground? Because it could just be like finely chopped up, like you could buy chicken breast and chop it into like small little pieces.
True.
Or beef or pork or, yeah. So there's no specific meat requirement.
Not necessarily. I mean, I know that a lot of the recipes I looked at are ground.
I guess because it's
turkey.
Small.
Yeah.
When I think ground, I just think like hamburger. It just seems like the wrong.
You could probably use a veggie ground round.
Yeah, I don't know that I would think to do that though. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's the right.
Well, if you get the original one.
Texture.
Right. The original one has no flavoring. So if you use the soy sauce and sesame oil and then the garlic and ginger, that takes on the flavor. That'd be good. We should actually, let's test it out.
Yeah. I think it would be, I would want it to be like 80% the veggies and a little bit of meat thrown in.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're using a ground, it would seem like the ground would be the more dominant.
Doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't have to be. You'd have to maybe like watch your portions or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
Or just cook a huge batch.
Exactly. I love it. That sounds good. So yeah, there's no rolling or frying necessary with this. It's definitely a good way to clean out your fridge.
Yeah, heat and serve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the sesame oil, I found a really tasty sesame oil that's it's spicy. Like it's got peppers in it, I guess, to make it spicy, but that's a really nice one if you like spice and you're just cooking it in this spicy oil, and it's kind of just adds a little bit of spicy to
a kick.
Everything in there. It's really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we'd love to hear if you've ever had egg roll in a bowl and what your recipe is. And also, how do you make it? I'd love to hear any suggestions or ideas from people about the way they combine the different ingredients to get that flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let us know. You can reach out to us in various ways. We're on social media. That's one way you can share your thoughts, pictures, any way like that. You can also reach us through our website. It's mywifethedietitian.com, and our email is mywifetherd@gmail.com. So feel free to reach out. If you have questions too about other things or ideas for the show, things you want us to talk about, feel free to let us know. We're happy to discuss whatever it is that you're curious about. We love it when you share the episodes with your friends. It's a great way to spread the word, get out everyone else healthy, and your friends appreciate it too. So don't forget to share, and don't forget also to rate and review the show, because that helps us keep the show moving forward. It also helps other people find it. And there's also our newsletter. Our weekly newsletter. It's free to join. It's on our website. You can join up for that. There's lots of different tips. There's recipes, links to different things we've talked about, all sorts of different things. So that's a great thing to sign up for. You can find the link for that on the website. So give it a shot. Check that out. So that's it for this week. We will be back next week with a full episode. So go make your egg rolls. Go try them out. Send us pictures. Let us know how you made out with that. We'd love to hear how you like your egg roll bowl. Is that what it's called? An egg roll bowl?
Egg roll in a bowl.
Egg roll in a bowl. There we go. All right, everyone. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.